Hello, Clown Army. Hello, Mark. Thanks for having me again. I did one of these rig run-through things last CLOWNFEST, so not long ago. But I think enough things have changed here since then. Like a lot of you guys are constantly changing the rig around, and every time you think, no, that's it. That's how it's going to stay forever now. And we're always right. But no, I think I've got it at last. This is probably how it's going to stay for a while. So, yeah, let's get down to it, eh? If you saw the last one, you can probably tell this area's not changed much. The addition of water bottles is quite a recent thing. Had some health issues. Turns out I haven't drunk water in a decade. Water's apparently a thing. So, yeah. This corner's become a lot less cluttered. It doesn't actually affect the footprint, but psychologically, it's a bit more spacious. Got rid of a few little bits, and just the difference it makes psychologically having a few less things that weren't getting used anyway, them not in the way. Less is more kind of thing, yeah. So, yeah, since last time I've stolen an idea off Mark. I'm now using the EMX as a sequencer for my synths at least. It helps that he came here and he took it apart and sorted out some glitches. Sorted out some glitches. Not only that, but I bought the innovation circuit off him. At the minute, I'm just using it for hi-hats, really, but I love the way that I can really change things on the fly with this. Wasn't very intuitive at first, but after a day or two mucking about, it kind of clicked. It's not for everyone, and as I say, I'm not using it for its full potential, but what I am using it for, it works really well. Also, bought off Mark at the same time, the TR8S. I can see this taking over as my main sequencer at some point down the line. It's just great. It's really, what can I say about TR8S that you don't know? Also, at the same time, I got this off Mark as well. And it's great. It adds some really great high-end fluff to what I'm doing sometimes. Though occasionally, if I'm not paying attention, it can sound like a wobbly tape. But that's just like one or two presets, so just so long as I avoid them or know to avoid them. I was mucking about when I first got it, and I just put it through a really cheap reverb, and it's gorgeous. That's the way that's staying, definitely. Last time you were all here, I was retiring the Triggerfinger Pro because it was glitching a bit, and obviously making 4/4 music, you need stuff to be on point. Then I realised the sound bites don't need to be spot on, so this has got brought back in the rig, and it's kind of separate, but it stays in time, and the little glitches it has do not affect having a soundbite now and then. So, yeah, welcome back into rig. Also, since last time, I bought the brew here. It's a one-trick pony, but I like it. It's good value for money. I like the sound. It has a good place in my rig. Not for everyone, I guess, but then you could say that about everything. One problem I'm having, this Behringer mixer here. I really want to get away from using or buying Behringer stuff. As a company, they're getting less and less of a reputation that you want to associate with, but they do budget stuff. But you get what you pay for, and this isn't that old, and the charger for it is becoming so hot at times. There are times you're trying to jam and you go, "What's that smell?" It's like melting plastic or something horrible, and you think, "Oh my god, the whole studio is about to explode." And I think I've traced it down to the charger for this. I'm hoping I can buy a replacement charger separately, but we'll see. Over here, I got rid of a few bits, and for some strange reason, ever since I got the Akai Rhythm Wolf, I've been trying to find a use for it just to prove haters wrong. I don't know, I think they're probably right, but actually what I'm using it for now is just putting the kick through some effects and using that as the background rumble. And as such, it's a good use for something cheap that I'm not going to be able to sell, am I? So, yeah, I've got just the kick from that going through called Chaos Quad, which has a nice ducking feature as well as all the other multi-effects. Then from that, into a cheap delay, cheap reverb, cheap fuzz box, which I think I also got off the Clown. And that goes all into its own dedicated channel. In theory, I think I should probably have the ducking after those, but it's sounding good, so what can I do? The real change has to be here. Ever since Oscar from Underdog made flowcharts, which I tweaked a bit myself, of how to make a techno rumble, I looked at that and I thought, I can do that in hardware. And that's the dream. And this is the reality. This shambles of cables and things here, and cheap foot pedals, and scrap wood I found outside by the bins and spent a week nailing and gluing together. This is my effort at getting a techno rumble and texture in the background just right, and it sounds really so fun. I mean, it's a lot of fun, and when you do get it right, it is right. But for the most part, and I'm getting a lot better background rumble with just the rhythm of going through 4 lots of effects. So let that be a lesson to you. Don't go and rinse another credit card on Amazon just because you see what looks like bargains and you're drunk and you think, yeah, I can do that. Because in the end, is it really worth it? But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Future Badger here, interrupting myself with a couple of things I forgot. Last time y'all were here, I just got these JBLs and I was chuffed with them at first impressions, but now I deeply regret them and I would advise people against them. I was split between these and Adams and I wish I'd got the Adams. Whoever it is in tech companies who's making things switch themselves off every 2 minutes, you should be shot. It's not just that these now turn themselves off after 2 minutes of quiet. If I'm using them and it's just not kicking out huge amounts of bass, they turn themselves off. They're meant to be studio speakers. I'm trying to work on a hi-hat sound and they're turning themselves off while I'm using them. And guess what? Whoever says, change it in the settings. What settings? Show me the drop-down menu. Whoever it is in tech, all tech, who's making stuff switch itself off by default hundreds of times a day, I can't get anything done. I'm fighting it the whole time. You should be shot. Also, last time you were here, this had just broken, and I've since replaced. I need one of these to still be old school, but as I've got two, I've since replaced that with a new thingy, what they call GoTech, that does USB. It's quite funny being the age I am and remembering how we had to cherish every kilobyte of data and trim everything down as much as possible, and now this has gigabytes, tens of even hundreds of gigabytes. And I see people using Ableton these days and recording hour-long jams so they can sample 4 bars. It's if you live long enough, everything is amazing. But I've not really got to grips with this yet, but I'm looking forward to use it because one day I've tidied up this whole area that was a workshop last time, and this was taking up valuable space over there, which I can now put my samplers back there, or those samplers. I got given loads of stuff by people who were signed to a big label in the 90s, and it's all in such an old format, and I don't understand it, but I keep telling myself one day I'll get my head around Cubase 1 on the Atari ST, and that's why I still need one of these, because everything's in floppy disks and zip disks and all that. If anyone knows that stuff inside out and is in Yorkshire, I'd be happy to meet you. That'd be great. Other than that, people, since I started this video, you can see I've got more lights. Hey. Okay, back to past Badger now. Right, that's all for now, you clowny fools. Cheers again for having me and my ramblings. As some as you might be aware, I fell off a certain wagon recently.
Ketamine.
And it really was a great week, but it's time to get back to earth and actually restart over again. I set for CLOWNFEST. And again, thank you for having me. It's great to be up there with some of my personal musical heroes, Midnight Bandit, Sibby, Maldio. The list goes on. I'm just chuffed to be part of it. So, right, let's get back to it.